crazy? Is he crazy? Is he crazy? What are you doing, May May? Hey guys, clearly did not plan on filming, and I probably shouldn't even be. I'm in my PJs. I don't know if this is like a brand issue. We're rocking my Mom Bluey sweatshirt. So it's been a very long time since I posted a video. I am loving the garden this year for the most part. It's beautiful and I really want to share it with you all. I'm up here to harvest a few things before the rain. We've had either a ton of rain or I've literally just been too tired to come up and film after the kids go down to bed. So I'm gonna take myself off this camera so I can just show you a quick glimpse of what we got going on in the garden today, and you can harvest with me. And maybe one of these days before the garden dies for the year, I'll get another garden tour up. But right now we have a ton of stuff to harvest. I see in this basket is not gonna be enough. Again, I should learn my lesson by now, but I haven't. So let's go see what we got. First of all, this little cantaloupe friend is trying to make a new home for himself. We got little baby cantaloupe. So we have a big cantaloupe down there I can show you. These middle sections have not been weeded for over a month. So give them grace, please. Give me grace, please. Strawberry. Got a little bit of rain yesterday and we're getting more over this next week. So I'm not gonna water even though it's looking a little crispy. Sunflowers are far gone, but the birds are enjoying them. Got some more strawberries over here to pick. Quite a few more. Gonna leave that one on for a little bit longer. Also gonna leave this one on for a little bit longer. This one I think we can pick. These have put on their second fruiting for me, which is great. Ooh, that's a good one. It's coming home with me. And then we got a few more that need to wait. Garden bed was my daughter's and it was so beautiful. You can see all of the zinnias. These were all zinnias too. This garden bed dries out really fast. And it was flourishing the whole summer. It was this giant muncher cucumber plant that took over. We got all of my cucumbers in the last month from this plant. Mine just started producing. So I've been getting them from her plant, but these are not gonna taste good because how dried out these are. So I'm just gonna leave those and deal with this bed a different time. But this bed, it seriously, I think, grew off the love of my daughter and it has thrived fantastically. Pepper plants have also been doing phenomenal this year. We've had so many jalapenos. Well, these are not jalapenos, but I've harvested a bajillion and I'm actually gonna put some in the freezer today. So I'm gonna pick a few more because I have a bunch sitting in my house that I need to do something with. Can't use them fast enough. So I'm gonna pick as many else off here as I can. I finally staked them. A very odd way, but it works. Let's see, that one's big enough. These are still putting on flowers too, which is amazing. Like, still putting on new fruits. So fantastic. And these giant Marconis, I've picked some that are huge, bigger than my hand. There's some that are in here that are pretty good size still, but nothing compared to some of the ones I've picked. I've not even let them change color and I've picked them before they've changed color. These are some bigger ones. I'm just gonna pick these and get them in the freezer today. Like, look at that. These aren't even close to the biggest ones I've picked. Yeah, see, these are starting to get some discoloration to them, so I feel comfortable picking them. Hi, Garden Kitty. Y'all, and even my raspberries out there were not supposed to produce this year have started to produce. Green beans, again, this has not been weeded. My green beans have kind of been a little disappointing this year, not gonna lie. I planted a ton and I feel like I'm not getting much from them. Only got enough for a couple meals, but it's been mostly snacking, to be honest. And this whole bed is green beans. That half isn't doing as great as this half, but even still, it's just it's not a green bean year. But that's okay. That's okay. You can't win them all, right? Let's see what else we got here. I don't know how good I'm recording. Apologize. These plants look beautiful, but so do the weeds. Little chubby one. Let's see here. There's a good one. Alright, I got a decent little harvest of green beans, but I had to put my phone down to pick them. Here's my pumpkin bed. And it's not doing great. I got a little pumpkin right here coming in. I think it's my only one. But there's like a hole right here that Ollie's gonna roll in. This was a bunny's nest, and I think they kind of ravished this area here. So they didn't really do a whole lot. But this plant down here is doing great. That's where that pumpkin came from. Was this plant down here. But I think it's, like I said, I think it's my only pumpkin. Which is fine. Which is fine. This was kind of my first year using this bed since I've started this garden for anything other than flowers. So it's fine. And this is nothing now. But this was so beautiful in its prime. This green stalk filled with lettuce. I'll post a picture below or after this so you guys can see how glorious it was in its peak. But I've since pulled all the lettuce out because it bolted a long time ago. Here's my rhubarb. Since it got hot, it just kind of did that. I wasn't expecting to harvest anything off of it this year because it was its first year. But I don't know if that's normal for first time transplanted rhubarb. I guess we'll see. Those strawberry plants that I transplanted forever ago, they're doing better. I mean, they're not producing anything for me this year, which is fine. I just hope they come back next year. This corner does awful in general. So my zinnias are a little late bloomers, but look how pretty that is. Look how pretty. The wind's not gonna let you see it. What's that? A candy cane zinnia, I think? Hello. Alright, we got some squash over here. The rest of this garden is gonna be, I didn't bring any scissors with either. This plant is so puny, but the rest of them are huge. I gotta put my phone down. Plants are kind of puny. Nothing on these ones. This zucchini is a different variety. There's quite a few babies coming, but they're not very big yet, so I'm gonna leave them. We got some yellow squash here that needs to be harvested though. Oh my goodness. Should have brought my big basket. Plants are looking great, but they just have little babies on them right now, so nothing to harvest. I've already harvested a ton of this dill and made several jars of refrigerator pickles. I'm capped out on those for the year already. I don't pick these very well. I should be cutting them, but I got 3 yellow squash and a little zucchini. I made zucchini bread the other day, and oh my goodness, I'll be making more for sure. Some more zinnias. Over here are my cucumbers, which were kind of slow to go, but they're getting somewhere. There's one, but he's not quite ready yet. These are slicers, so I want them to get a little bit bigger before I pick them. I'll have to come out here in the rain over the next few days. They're still a little too small. More babies. Here, I could pick you, but we'll leave you alone for now. This one's hiding back here. This one I should pick. It's getting kind of wide. There we go. Over here to my cantaloupes. So much weeds. See if I can even find the cantaloupe. Oh, there it is. Little baby one. It's getting somewhere. I think it's the only one. These plants were doing so good, and then they kind of stunted. So, I don't know. You know, there's so many weeds in here. There's probably several other cantaloupes coming in that I just can't see. Oh, a garden kitty. Shocker. But yeah. That's what we got. I think I showed you everything. Some of it's weedy and wonderful. Some of it's doing great. See, I've gotten lots of lemon basil this year, Italian basil this year. Lots of lettuce, lots of peppers, lots of baby muncher cucumbers. So far, oh, I forgot about my patty pans over here. Yeah, we got to harvest a ton of these. These are another thing I've been getting a ton of this year. This one I'm going to leave on. This one, oh my gosh. This variety of scallop squash has been aggressive this year. And I'm not mad about it because I love scallop squash. I have 3 giant ones in the fridge I have to cook up yet. But these I'm going to freeze, I think. A lot of these I'll freeze and make them for like soups and stews over winter. So that'll be nice. Let's see what else we got over here. Definitely need a bigger basket. Let's see. Got little baby ones. Let's see. There's more baby ones over here, but I don't think anything ready to harvest yet. Yeah, that one's still too small. And these plants over here. These still are, this is a different variety. This is the variety I grew last year. They got some on them. I've gotten some from these. These are more greenish and these are definitely more white. But yeah, got plenty of dill. I've really not had any massive disappointments this year in the garden. It's been pretty good. But I think my standards are fairly low too, so that helps. I just butchered all of my basil and now it's chilly, so they're not looking as great. But I've dried a ton of lemon basil for hot tea this winter, rather than just making iced lemon basil. My taste buds have changed a little bit. I don't like my iced lemon basil tea. These are going to flower as much as I usually do. So we're gonna try dried hot tea. I should pick these because it's gonna be chilly, I think, and I don't want them to go to waste. But also, we've been making a lot of fresh pizza with all this fresh basil. I've been getting a ton of this too. You can see where I've hacked it off and harvested a ton. Just harvested a couple days ago, and there's already a whole pizza's worth on here still. These giant sunflowers that came down in one of the storms. There's several others that came down, unfortunately, but there's a couple still standing. Again, these are all volunteer sunflowers. That have been planted by critters, so can't be mad about that. We've had so many storms and so much rain this year. It's been made nice for easy garden work, that's for sure. And I think that's another reason why the garden's doing so well this year, is all of the fresh natural rain, for sure. But yeah, here's the garden. Here's what it's looking like. It's a little wild. I did weed the border a few weeks ago, so that looks okay. But these middle beds, man, this bed especially, holy buckets. I promise, all that's supposed to be in there is cantaloupe. And clearly did not get the memo on that, but that's okay. I cannot believe I fit everything in this basket. I cannot believe it. It's just not expecting that. Since I have you guys, I don't really think we have any really crazy updates on the farm. It's been a pretty uneventful summer. You saw at the beginning of this video the goats' new little play, Jungle Gym, that they've been enjoying. We have to fix a fence eventually. We don't know who took it out, but the part of the fence that separates the pasture from the paddock got taken out, so we have to like completely dig that up and put a new post in eventually. Oopsie, I dropped a scallop. Let's see what else. I can't think of anything else. We've kept up with the yard work for the most part. We finally got the Quonset really truly cleaned up, I think, pretty much completely. So we can get a lot of our stuff from our garage. I am so sorry about this hair. I seriously slept in this hair last night. Squirrel. So we could get some of the stuff out of our garage and make a nice little spot to have some things in the garage over winter. My husband wants to get a sauna. And just some other little things like that. So we want to have a nice space for that in the winter. So we're working on the Quonset. I think we gotta clean out this garage so we can put the Ranger in there for the winter, so it's close enough and dry enough that hopefully we can still use it to plow. My husband made me a nice little clothesline in the backyard. I'll flip you around walking over there, but it's big and beautiful. I just really haven't used it much this year because I like the convenience of my dryer. And honestly, it's been so rainy this summer. Not so rainy that it causes damage. It's actually made everything very happy and healthy. Oh, that's right there. The garage door's open. I can go around. So yeah, it's just been a kind of an easy, lazy summer, and I like it that way. You see my gargoyle up there? I don't know if you can see her. My little garden kitty. I shouldn't zoom in on my face. I keep dumping out all of my squash every time I set the basket down. But yeah, it's been kind of just an easy summer. I've not put a whole lot of pressure on the horses and goats. I'm just booking around the pasture. Hi, baby. How's it going? Hi. I am all over the place. All over the place today. I didn't get to finish my coffee. The only other exciting news that maybe kind of gives me an excuse to have been so tired and lax and lazy this summer as far as video making and gardening work goes is I am about 20 weeks pregnant with our third baby. So that's super exciting. We're super thrilled. Baby should be here in the new year, and it'll be interesting to have a baby turning toddler next gardening season. So I don't know what next year's gonna look like either. But yeah, we're just kind of going with the flow here and not trying to put pressure on much. So as much as I enjoy making videos and doing garden tours and putting a lot of time and effort into editing videos and stuff, I just haven't this year because most of my work used to get done after the kids went to bed. And when the kids go to bed nowadays, I sit on the couch because I'm tired. So evenings are not my prime time this year, and that's okay. So sorry if it's been disappointing. I have no reason other than enjoyment to do YouTube. So if I am not getting enjoyment out of it, or if I'm sacrificing something else more important, then I'm just not going to do it. So it means inconsistencies when I'm growing my family, and that's okay. I've enjoyed eating fresh from the garden this summer a lot, and we're going to keep doing that. The only thing I really think I'll preserve a whole lot of is drying that lemon basil, which I've done a lot of already. I made some refrigerator pickles to last us for the year, and the squash. And like I said, I'm going to freeze some of that because I'm going to want some nice, healthy, happy, easy stews and soups I can make this winter with a new baby. So yeah, that's what we got going on here. Hope you guys are enjoying your summer. I don't know when I'll see you again, but thanks for checking in with us, and we'll see you next time.